I'm currently the Associate Vice President, Legal, for Corporate and Treasury at TD Bank Group. I've been at TD about 7 years. Previously, I was at Osler in private practice and had the opportunity to join TD from private practice at that time, and it was an exciting opportunity, and I've been there ever since. In my role right now at TD, I work with a team of very talented lawyers and legal professionals, and we essentially provide legal services and support to the bank as a public company, covering all areas of security law, corporate governance matters, public disclosure, in Canada, the US, and globally. So we have a global mandate for the bank. So one of the greatest things I would say about the position at TD that I have right now is I'm very privileged to work with a very talented team of lawyers and legal professionals. And it's an extremely collaborative and rewarding experience. You're working with people who are very independent, can provide independent legal advice, but we come together often to share ideas, to share work, and also to provide total legal services to our internal clients. So I'm very fortunate to have had really many great mentors, both in my time at Osler and at TD. In particular, if I think of a great piece of advice or sort of something really wise that one of my mentors told me, it'd probably be something that Nori Campbell, who's our current general counsel and group head of legal and compliance, she once, talked to me about skill sets as a toolkit and looking at, your skill set and your set of experiences as a toolkit and looking at what you have and focusing on the many, many great tools and things that you've garnered in your career, but then also looking at others and looking at other people and their so-called toolkits and thinking about what pieces they might be able to teach you or give to you or help you develop to fill out your own toolkit to continue on your journey as a lawyer and as a professional executive at the bank or just along in your career. And that's always stuck with me because I thought that's such a great message to think about what you have and what you do well, but also to be self-aware and to think about what else you could be doing better. And also really helpful because it makes you think about people in a different way, not just about their personalities and what they're doing, but what aspects of their job that they do well, what traits that they have that you'd like to learn from them. And it's not about emulating a person, but it's about sort of finding lessons and things that everyone does around you and learning from people so that it helps you build and grow in a very helpful way. So that's always stuck with me as great advice. So I think a lot about volunteer work and pro bono activities and I definitely feel that I've been very fortunate to participate in some very worthwhile organizations and causes. I've worked with Ascend Canada, with the United Way. But if I'm being truthful, when I think about volunteer work and pro bono activity and sort of where I am today, even professionally and as a person, I truthfully think a lot about what more I could be doing and what more we as a legal community can be doing. I think I have a very privileged position where I have a great job, a great position, and I think about all the help that I've received, and I'm sure most people have to get to where they are. I think as an in-house lawyer, you're often called upon to be a jack of all trades, and that's not to say you don't do that in private practice as well, but certainly in-house teams sometimes tend to be smaller or leaner, and you're paired with a client group constantly. I've worked with some of my colleagues for many, many, many years, and so you get the call sometimes on maybe a matter that you're not familiar with, that you don't remember. Maybe it's an area of law that you actually don't practice, and I think what's most helpful to people in their everyday jobs and their own professional lives is to have a legal counsel that is adaptable and sort of willing to think expansively about their problems, about their solutions, and willing to say, hey, I can help you do that versus that's not my job, or oh, I don't think I know the answer. I've had really great mentors in my time when I was at Osler. I really think my time in private practice gave me a really solid foundation, not just from a professional skills standpoint, but really as just a career professional for my career and how I've sort of conducted myself now over the last 10 years as a practicing lawyer. If I think back to someone like Terry Burgoyne, who was just instrumental not only in teaching me the law, but on how to negotiate, how to deal with clients, and in demonstrating, so much integrity and such a high ethical, setting such a high ethical standard. And that's something that stays with you and I think really helps you in your everyday work, not just from a substantive point of view, but how to carry yourself and how to be as a professional. So I really value that, and I think back on that.